ServSafe Manager Exam, 80 questions. Single-use gloves are not required when washing product. What should you do when taking a food order from customers who have concerns about food allergies? Describe each menu item to the customer who asks, including any secret ingredients. Wild game. When should a food handler with a sore throat and fever be excluded from the operation? When can a glass thermometers be used? When enclosed in a shatterproof casing. A food handler has cooled a container of chili to 70° F in 1 hour. How much time is left to cool the chili to 41? 5 hours. What practice should be used to prevent seafood toxins from causing foodborne illness? Purchasing food from approved, reputable suppliers. What factors influence the effectiveness of a chemical sanitizer? Concentration, temperature, contact time, pH, and water hardness. A food handler is prepping a seafood dish on April 4th, using shrimp and scallops. The shrimp has a use-by date of April 8th, and the scallops have a use-by date of April 10th. What is the use-by date for the seafood dish? When can a food handler diagnosed with jaundice return to work? How should staff make sure the chemical sanitizer being used on a food prep surface is at the correct strength? Use a test kit to check the sanitizer's concentration when mixing it. When approved by the regulatory authority. Parasites are commonly associated with what food? What does the L stand for in the FDA's alert tool? Look. What should a food handler do to make gloves easier to put on? Select the right size gloves. A tuna salad removed from the cooler at 9 a.m. and put out for a buffet at 11 a.m. By what time must the tuna salad be served or thrown out? 3 p. Obtain a variance. Which item is a potential physical contaminant? U.S. Department of Agriculture. What must an operation do before packaging fresh juice on-site for later sale? Why should food temperature be taken in 2 different locations? Temperature may vary in the food. What should food handlers do after leaving and returning to the prep area? Wash hands. What should a server do after clearing a table? Wash hands. What rule for serving bread should food handlers practice? Do not reserve uneaten bread. What should be done with food that has been handled by a food handler who has been restricted or excluded from the operation due to illness? Throw it out. What is the minimum internal cooking temperature for a veal chop? 135° F, 57° Celsius. What practice is useful for preventing norovirus from causing foodborne illness? Correct hand washing. A food handler just finished storing a dry food delivery. Which step was done correctly? Stored food away from the wall. What causes preschool-age children to be at risk for foodborne illness? Their immune systems are not strong. What temperature should the water be for manual dishwashing? Must be at least 110 F. What is the first step in developing a HACCP plan? Conduct a hazard analysis. Nursing home staff are creating a new menu for a breakfast item for residents and their family members. What item is not safe to serve? Soft-boiled eggs. What is the minimum internal cooking temp for chicken breasts? 165 degrees Fahrenheit 74 degrees Celsius for 15 seconds. When the customers served are primarily a high-risk population. Which organization includes inspecting food as one of its primary responsibilities? Ready-to-eat TCS foods prepped in-house must be date-marked if it is held for more than how many hours? 24 hours. Jewelry. What strategy can prevent cross-contamination? What is the purpose of hand antiseptic? Lower the number of pathogens on the skin. What must food handlers do when handling ready-to-eat food? Wear single-use gloves. What condition promotes the growth of bacteria? Food held between 70 degrees Fahrenheit and 125 degrees Fahrenheit.